That Wi-Fi together, son. Here we go again. You ready? It is me. I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. I said,
I am too still with camping. I want your body. If you love me, let me
get your body. You understand? Well, hold on. What?
because I always respected your hairline on television.
Yo, we here, baby. Welcome to Six Paths TV. My name is Six Paths Dice. Mr. Lane, if you need me. I appreciate you if you here with me tonight. We can get to a little Drake show, a little current events. I ain't got that much time. I'm trying to get to these shorts, my G. I got things to do. I'm supposed to be chilling, but I can't never rest. I love y'all too much, but we here, baby. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna try to do a little bit of a short show. So we've been doing more of a short format, you know what I mean? So I can be more consistent and also give y'all videos a little more every day, you feel me? Versus doing the long johns and I don't be putting them out. You understand? So we're gonna go ahead and just focus on some Drake topics today and whatnot. I'm gonna throw a few current events in there and whatnot. But anyway, my name is Six Paths Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, subscribe to the channel. And me, who am I? I'm just a man, a manly man, with a whole bunch of jobs that I gave myself. One of my jobs is to help improve your relationship with people, places, and things. I'm here to support you in your spiritual walk, because everything is a spiritual journey. Most importantly, I've been running amok. There's some habitual line steppers. And you know what else? You need to grow the hell up. That's what I'm here for. My name's Six Paths Dice, man. So, you know, over on this channel, the way we give it up is we don't just jump into a show. You understand? Take our time. We start with a song. We get it popping. All right? Let's get it. Man, girlfriend, shit, I got it going on. Stop acting like you got some hot shit going on. I wanna look you in your eye when that shit is gone wrong. I wrote this commandments and I put them in a song. My own man, never blame my problems on wifey. I'm my own man, never blame my problems on wifey. A zone got me feeling like beans on nothing like it. I ain't talking like this, you niggas to fucking like it. And more on my dreams, and I like to admit, yeah, I know it's been a while. I've been working on my shit. Black Wall Street back, Black Wall Street back. I mean, shout out to my homies that will listen to me rap. Shout out to Mitchell, a Nigerian saint. I turn heroes to mirrors. I'm going hard to pay. At the gods with us, show me love, give me that. Yo, shout out to my homie that I shouldn't be fucking. All sex ain't good. I got a spiritual buddy. She go, who she wally wally, who she bang bang. Always gonna be my cutty buddy, girl. We gang gang. Phone with the top down with your phone man, cause your buddy in the name. Still trying to maintain. Young nigga, stop wasting your time. I ain't trying to be your daddy, but respect my mind. I think that money you got G.O.D. That's why my devil's on his job. We got a J.O.B. What's up? Yeah, you got a J.O.B. Pardon me. I had to go. I still love you. I hope you know.
Don't stop it.
Say the truth. We were never meant to be. Sorry, I had to leave. Sorry, I had to leave. Man, power come from not giving a fuck. Oh, if I represented my baby knuckle, if you bug divine, feminine touch divine, masculine lust, yeah, my masculine frame. I ain't doing too much, but you mean I ain't build shit? I built this whole country, leave a note to my mirror saying, why don't you love me? Fucking 50-50, should have known you was bugging. Good men aren't kidding, so let me know if we fucking, let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. Ooh. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. Let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. Ooh. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love. I said I'm fit and I'm fair with the truth. I said zoom, give me some room, I'm getting loose. Feeling wiggly as a crackhead tooth. I said, God, don't touch after every produce. In space, you take up. From lies you make up. Y'all with you when you wake up. We fucking with no makeup. I do this in remembrance, so I remember when. Yeah, this is when I lost my innocence. 32 years to find my path. For my son, I cut the time in half to at 16 was smoke our first blunt together. It's a 6-pack. That baby daddy can never. I say, problems to the people, bitch, I'm about to do maintenance. Used to wanna be your nigga, used to wanna be famous. It's the kid that ain't kicking, no legs that keep licking. You ain't clumsy like Fergie, my nigga, so stop tripping. The moment the way, giving the moment it start clicking. Seem like a good time to rhyme something with bitches. More factors, what you wanna bra some friction? You don't know me no more, and don't you fucking forget it, let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. Ooh. There's no we, my nigga, there's no us. Let's get it. I don't know you don't know me. Say who loves you. Ooh. I don't care what you say, my nigga, that's not love, I say. One quick shout out to the time I was broke in the bitch, being broke, making sick, got a cure for the shit. Fresh car, fish in my choppers, bitch, what you don't know? All back on forward with these hoes, niggas is covered in gold, I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with them, bro, niggas is covered in. I don't fucking Molly no more neither. I'm at the block party with the glow like Issa. I think I was fucking with you by the convenience these days. I've been calling my son the Black G's to me when I was younger. Me know when I'm older. Being on my own, what made me an owner. Still getting money when the weather is colder. Shout out to over, it's been coming over. What good is an army? You don't use your soldiers. First your hands to hips, that's why I make our shoulders. Poor when it comes to talking like a rich nigga. Scared to be yourself is why you a bitch nigga. Don't worry about the girl seeing in my DM. Don't you worry about it if I see you in the PM. Might be the reason that I ain't so stressed. I used to be a pleaser. I'm the one to impress. I said dedicated, I raised mine, I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broke in the bitch. Being broke, nigga sick, got a cure for the shit. Fresh car, fish in my chops, bitch, what you don't know? All back on forward with these old niggas that's covered in gold. I be covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas that's covered in caffeine and THC at the Black Sea with the CBD. Have boss for years like she got leave. You get a Kanye beat before you get by me. And yo, it's about brotherhood. Roll to your brotherhood. Contract on you and I make sure your mother good. Long time, put it up a long time. Thinking on shooting a bitch like she the queen of England. Tax them like King George without blinking. Not out to the years that was no longer winging. Being broken with disease and I'm strong as an ox. I'll pray for my pray. Give food to the ops. Don't die in the block. Bop back the block. It's a lost Christian. She crop the top. I had to get away. Don't stand the fuck up and man the fuck up. Romantic self-love. Making my exit telling the one love. Can't put it in words. I sound like young thug. Toxic love will make it miss me a bunch. I master art and not doing too much. I just looking for the jaws and me fucking it up. With my do-rag long nigga, enough is enough. Black excellence, opulence, decadence. Fucking on a luxury strength. Feeling elegant, dedicated, I raised mine, I won't quit. I ain't to the time I was broken in the bitch. Being broke, looking sick, got a cure for the shit. Fresh car, fish in my choppers, but you don't know. Go back and forth with these hoes. Niggas is covered in gold, I been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in. One more, man. Right down, I your punk ass down. Yo, I was a baller, so you don't know me now. Now I'm never gonna be the fucking guy if I'm with you. I forget that fact, and that's whenever I'm with you. Yo, tell your baby mama that I want that option. Yo, niggas is popping. What the fuck is your problem? Kung fu chopping through a Rosa Acosta to see you with caution. I'm about to rock the Cosmo. People take L's every day, B. You need to man up and stop being lazy. I wonder just how long it would take me to come back styling on you, the HD. The boy I was finally grew up. I grew up, I screw up. That's how I'm fucking you up. Caffeine and CAC. Mind get big. Let me smoke my drink. I can't calm down. I can't calm it down when I come around. I can't come. The accident and see what's really happening. We can make it back and gonna have it in my lap again when we deny the accident and see what's really happening. We can make it back and gonna have it in. I believe in Jackson Pollock, I believe in Jean-Michel. I believe in Cardiac as his help. I want your attention and I want your revenge. When I add you one face, but it take all of your things. My caffeine popping, my cushion's popping. Tell little mama that I want that option. Yo, look in the mirror, you are not the problem. Turn your ass to the side, cause you are a problem. I said, I don't wanna die, just parts of me. Cause when you are a beast, it feels hard to breathe. I'm walking into my 30s with the 30 piece. I wear my heart in my sleeve, I had surgery. Okay, I will never die, I live for eternity. Fall on the is the death that never hurted me. Waste my 20s being stupid and jaded. Nah, I don't think about you and my replacement. Sleeping in the same bed after you laying. Hold up, I forgot what I was saying. I wanna know what real passion is. I need one of them bitches that's passionate. What's up?
Don't stop it.
I can't calm down. deny the accident and see what's really happening. We can make it back again. I have it in my lap again. When we deny the accident and see what's really happening, we can make it back again. I have it in my. I believe it's Apollic. I believe it's on the shelf. Believe it's Sean Carter. It's his hell. Believe it's Sean Carter. I believe in Aubrey Graham. The women in my dreams is the queen of the dance. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me and rejoice, my boy. We are here. We have life. We have life in us, okay? Pause. You can be anywhere. You watch this video right now. Let me tell you something, bro. You made it. You made it. Hold on, man. Hold on. What do I gotta do with this music real quick, man? Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Make sure y'all can hear my levels and shit.
If you love me, let me get your body.
Niggas always gotta show they
Nigga. All right, man. Let's get to this first joint, man. Let's see what we land on for the variety joint, man. We ain't gonna take too long. We're gonna run through these joints and we're gonna do a different kind of fast show because I ain't got that much time. Let's fucking get it. What we got? All right, so here we go.
No, hey, I did. I talked to he's his manager.
Part 100 of the Black Man's the Prize. So what's going on right here is Casanat, who was always showing his inexperience with the world, and I was having a conversation earlier about, and you know what? I think Angry Man made this original point about how someone like Casanat hasn't actually done anything in the real world and made a name for himself or competed on a real level in the real world, right? And on top of that, you're still in your 20s. Who you are as a man, like maturity-wise, your thinking, your intellect, stuff like that. Because mostly, that's when your experience. Because again, you can be as smart as you want to be, but if you don't have the experience, because it's the experience that tells you what to do. It's the experience that gives you the confidence. It's the experience that tells you how to handle that shit. Now, if Cosnot was 42, he would handle this totally different. He handled this shit with fear, with a slave mindset. You know what I'm saying? Because again, most you FBA niggas, y'all got a slave mindset. You still think like property, and meaning that in your mind, what's correct is based off of what my mama think, what my sister think, and what the women in my community think. And I'm not saying that what they have to say doesn't matter, but black men are governed by that shit. Okay, so this is a double triple whammy. He's on camera with another female who's obviously interested in him, right? And he's also in a relationship, and also she happens to be white. So it's mad dynamics going on at one time. So, and again, on this channel, we ain't never saying that one is better than the other, but judging by the numbers and what's been going on with the goings-ons, even though Becky be tripping and calling the cops, you are still probably safer with a Becky, you know what I'm saying, than Keisha. And I'm going to show y'all what I mean in a moment. All right. Check this shit out real quick.
Summer Joy. It's like an indie singer.
Summers or Summer Joy?
Summer Joy. Look up.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. All right, Summer.
It's me.
Oh, you're Summer? Oh, you know, Gigi?
Oh, who's Gigi?
You know who Gigi is?
Oh, who's Gigi? Tell me who Gigi is.
That's my wife.
I know how to
Excuse me.
Okay. Actually.
No, hey, I did. I talked to he's his manager, right?
No. Summer Joy. It's like an indie singer.
Summers or Summer Joy?
Summer Joy. Look up.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. All right, Summer.
It's me.
Oh, you're Summer? Oh, you know, Gigi?
Oh, who's Gigi?
You know who Gigi is?
Oh, who's Gigi? Tell me who Gigi is.
That's my wife.
I know how to.
Which is a classic move for a young simping ass nigga. First and foremost, the way that these girls be talking, they be talking that that whole if you don't got a ring on your finger, you're not married, or you're not really his girl until basically he purchases you. And to a certain degree, men do purchase women because you got to pay for her on every single fucking accord. Just keep it a stack. You understand? I've been watching a lot of CGA. Coach Greg Adams, that is my new goat. I mean I knew always liked Coach Greg Adams, but I never really watched an entire show. And it's interesting how that happens because it wasn't like I wasn't aware of him and everything, but that is definitely my kind of Negro. All right. And that just shows that, everything has a certain kind of timing. But anywho, first and foremost, he's not married at all. You're not married at all. And it lets me know that, yo, you don't understand a relationship at all. First of all, he ain't been with that girl. He been with that girl for less than a year. But you gotta realize, when these ninjas get some money, right? They start showing. Now again, it's now he's normal. I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong, but you can tell, yo, you have no experience with women. You don't understand women. That was a prime. He turned down a prime opportunity to get leverage in the relationship. That nigga was acting scared. He was showing everybody that basically Gigi's in charge over here. I don't run shit over here. Matter of fact, if she catch me over here, she's gonna have my head. Pause. Okay.
Niggas always gotta show they
Shout out to CGA. This is how I would have been dancing like Snow Bunny. Let some pretty Snow Bunny be in my face. Don't get me wrong. I understand being honorable. I ain't saying that he shouldn't have been honorable and whatnot. But nigga, don't act scared. When let me tell you something, fellas. If you ever in a situation where your girl can see another attractive woman trying to get at you and everything, you gotta take advantage of that opportunity. I'm sorry, the advantage of that kind of attention. All right, you gotta put fear in her. Because the thing is, men don't play enough mind games, and that's why she plays more mind games with you. I'm sorry, you gotta keep her occupied. What I used to do with my ex from time to time is, if it was a situation where she think that she in trouble or she thinks I'm mad at her and whatnot, I would just take advantage of it because I was already busy. I had shit to do anyway, so I want to answer the phone or I'll be short with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't really talk to her and shit. You know what I mean? Little shit like that. Because I know that get her stim. And I would tell her, yo, I kind of just fuck with your head because I know you need this kind of stimulation. But anywho, so definitely gave up his opportunity to to show some leverage, put some fear in it and whatnot. Instead, I'm sorry, man. You look soft as ice cream. All right. You put, first of all, there was no need. First, she ain't even shoot her shot yet. She was just introducing herself, saying what's up. You understand? You can have a conversation. Let me tell you something. If that would have been Gigi and a good looking white guy would have pulled up, especially a white guy with any kind of status that does any kind of anything, okay? It wouldn't have gone like that. She would not have ran away. If anything, she's stopping and taking a picture. Black men have a really hard time understanding what our legacy and our culture is. Black women are okay with it. Black women are cool with it. She don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, and it's not personal. Yo, they desire white men more than black men. It's cool. Not a big deal. Women want to go with who has the highest status. If you have FBA blood, it really doesn't matter where you're from. It's all over the world. So this is a global thing where black women obsess over white men, and it's because of status. All right, and the way she deems him as being the alpha male at the top of the pyramid is a natural thing. All right, now it's uncomfortable. All right, because a big part of it is the fact that it's very what's the word, delusional. Because as you get older, what the fuck was that? As you get older, right, and you actually start observing and listening to white guys talk and look at how white women look. And so, for example, it's the best example I can give you. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, right? Crimson Cure did a show on this, and the way she explained it was like really not so much profound, but it was on point. She was like, "Yeah, like y'all talking about why would he be dating Taylor Swift, or why would he like that, or why would he pick her over?" And he's like, "She's white, and that's how white women are made. It's what they look like. It's the same. The white man feel the same way about a black woman that has dark skin with a big old booty." Not that he thinks she's unattractive necessarily, but that's not what white men are attracted to. Yes, I think some white. My theory is when people go towards a physical type that's kind of out of the ordinary, a lot of that has to do with you gaining a taste for that kind of woman. Because usually white guys who like black girls in that way, a lot of times it's because of the attention they got. And I'm saying because it was different from the attention they would get from a white woman. Because again, you're always going to see bottom shelf brads and straight regular, mid brads with attractive women from other races. It's always going to happen. I mean, don't get me wrong, this girl wasn't that cute and everything, but I'm like, yo, consistently. So where I'm at, I'm over in the suburbs working all the time, so I get to see biracial couples all the time. And don't get me wrong, most couples are average or okay looking. It's not really a thing to see a bunch of gorgeous couples. You know what I mean? But I will say consistently, when I see a sister with a white guy, that nigga is almost never that handsome. Usually like a real regular guy, and you don't be looking at him thinking like, oh man, he probably got it all together. A lot of times, those niggas will be sketchy. I ain't gonna hold you because you gotta think about like what that whole dynamic is. But anyway, the moral of the story is this: if you are a young man out here, really any man that's on the come up, if you're productive, if you're trying to be productive, you're not going to get nowhere by not being able to at least recognize or I want to say itemize, but you need to be able to list the things for yourself that make you valuable and the things that you need to work on, right? But also, you need to have an idea of what your value is for yourself, okay? Because young men like this get into these relationships without understanding women at all. Because in his mind, he thinks that he owes her a high level of loyalty. You didn't take her number. You're not really flirting with her like that, and she's approaching you, and you're on camera running away. Or when Gigi sees that shit, all she's gonna say is, "Yeah, I got your bitch ass in check." You know what I'm saying?
Niggas always gotta show they pay.
You understand?
Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja.
Let's take a break. All right, yo, we are back.
Bullshit. I thought it was a bullshit performance.
We're back. We're back.
Someone needs a place to stay for the holidays.
So we're back.
New sash.
It was in the apartheid.
We here, man. We here. So we got Paul Pierce. He's recently went viral for this clip right here, man. Let's see what we got. Man. So let's go ahead and play this drawing.
Kids, and then when our kids.
Why does think you having trouble? Hold on, y'all. I might look up on YouTube. Here we go.
Based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. It ain't going to be based off of. This is the thing, and listen carefully. Listen carefully.
Let's go.
I'm listening.
Relationships. Let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship. So,
second clip.
You poor. So you married for that.
Yo, is he wearing a robe?
And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you...
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage an advantage? What advantage? What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but it's only advantageous to a woman. Like, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable, she's everything, and I want to lock her down in marriage?
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool.
So you're telling me right now today,
you
on January 4th, you do not.
So you poor. So you
want to be in a relationship ever again?
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
That's all I turn 70.
I am done. I've never been more done with it.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm going to take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. So what do I need to do?
Is it because you feel like you
I need to do all that for?
Want to be in a relationship ever again?
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
I am done. I've never been more down with it.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm gonna take you to the hospital. That's it. But
I mean, yo, don't get me wrong. What he's saying is a little bit of a. Someone left the comment. I thought it was really interesting because the girl who left the comment, she's actually older. I remember I've been following her since I was 25. She's still fine. It's like one of the first women I ever seen that had one of those fake bodies, and like being as though I didn't know what it was, and you just thought, oh wow, this person has like an amazing body, right? But I know she's up there in age, and like she comments on all this stuff, and she's like again like one of the many women who are really attractive that you probably been following for years, and they will never be in a relationship, and they're not in a relationship now because men have started to really wake up to the idea of, you know what, this doesn't really help me. Like this relationship is not really helping me. All right, or this is not making my life better. But bigger than that, being as though men understand, especially more than ever, that there is no guarantee for even the average guy to be with his girl forever because women are so influenced by media. Because media is stories. Because and every story has a beginning, middle, and an end. So women, for the most part, get really caught up. Now, everyone loves a story, but women really get caught up in stories, i.e., a soap opera, the National Enquirer, the tabloids, media takeout. To the point where they can just make reality shows where them hoes just square up. The Zeus Network is all about black people getting straight to fighting. It's not the climax of the season. No one's trying to break it up and whatnot. They really there's I've seen episodes of Baddies or whatever them shows is where they're just getting together to fight. Now, mind you, these are regular people who do not train. This is based off of all nigga energy, and this is how far nigga energy can take you. I thought they had like teams and shit, and it's just a battle royale. Don't get me wrong, fam. Getting punched in the face and punching people in the face is the most unladylike thing ever. Don't get me wrong. I respect women not being afraid to throw down and not being afraid to defend themselves and whatnot. I really I respect that. But the idea of wanting and volunteering, not because because you train and it's in like a controlled environment and whatnot where it's productive. You want to have fights that have actual malice. I think the girl's name is Tashiki. It's Christian Rock's sister. Though, yo, it's like watching like these people are actual demons. I'm starting to really think that some of these people have demon DNA. Okay, I feel like demons have been able to mate with humans because you gotta think about you guys are some evil people. Y'all move like evil people. Could you imagine having a disagreement or having to live with Christian Rock? You understand? But anywho, but going back to what Paul Pierce is saying, this is how badly women have screwed up when it comes to relationships with men. Women don't really cook, and again, that the father daughter dynamic always goes on between men and women, and what's going on? What's something I started noticing too. When the women start talking more like they want more of a daughter relationship with men, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing about like um, when she looks at it that way, even stuff like princess, I want princess treatment, right? Soft life, stuff like that, or even we think about the fantasy of a sugar daddy. There are some women who don't even say, "Oh wow, I'm able to meet a guy who's generous and has money and willing to take care of me and whatnot." It's only right that I try to make this enjoyable for both of us. I remember back in the day watching I think it was True Life. I'm a Sugar Baby, right? And these girls were just dirtbags, just straight up scammers. Now, and it was funny is at that time I actually believed that there are some guys that maybe will spend money on a woman even though that they're not really getting anything out of it, and it can happen, but it's most likely not going to be a guy who's actually rich. Now, I guess it's possible, but it's not going to be a guy who's actually rich, right? So, or who knows? Maybe these girls were fronting for the camera, but on that show, or on that episode rather, the, their storylines were mostly about trying to get this man to spend money on them, all while not sleeping with him. I'm like, God damn! I'm like, nigga, it's only gonna be 20 minutes. God, dog. I mean, fam, like this guy is compensating you handsomely, handsomely, right? And when I was younger, I knew that wasn't cool. But when I think about it more so now, like that's like really effed up. Then don't deal with him if you don't find him physically attractive enough to sleep with him, but you want him to spend money on you. It's one thing if you just want to hang out. Let's say he a nigga that he like to party a lot and y'all hanging out and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I can kind of understand that. But you wanting someone to actually spend money on you. I think one of the girls was like a singer or something like that, and she wanted this guy to spend money on her to basically get studio time and help her develop as an artist. And that nigga got her a rhyme dictionary and shit. That was us for the first date, which is actually a nice gift. At the time, I was thinking, oh well, he's rich, so he has to give her something that costs a lot of money. But like, nah, that's not how you move. And they actually filmed one conversation where one of the guys is telling the girl, I think he says, doll, you need to turn the heat up. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Whatever, I can't find it. But the main point was those women were running scams, and what started happening more, especially as women started kind of consuming more media, is that women started to see relationships more like scams that they can work. You know what I'm saying? And marriage has become a whole scam in and of itself. And the thing is, whenever this comes up, most people who are who are going through divorce, going through basically the court system, average people are affected by the court system way more in terms of fees and child support and arrangements and stuff like that and alimony. Those are average people who pay that stuff. It's not just rich people. Not only rich people have something to lose. That's the most fucked up thing you could say is, oh well, you're a normal person. Like like you don't have those kind of problems. Like your money doesn't matter. No, a normal person has less money to go around. You think that if you get divorced and you make way more than your wife, you can be making $70,000 a year. That's not enough to make it, but she's making 30. You may have to pay her alimony. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have a house or something like that, you may have to sell that and give her half of it, or give her the house. You know what I mean? These are things that are expected. And the thing is, women not holding each other accountable, and this is the thing about male leadership. It's hard for it's hard for anyone to flourish, any group of people to flourish without male leadership, because you have to know when. You have to be able to make the right choices. Sorry. I'm sorry you don't like that. But name a civilization, name a great group of people that advanced through solely female leadership. Name an empire that was dominant based off of female leadership. Name a group of people who are feared just off of female leadership. It's not a thing. That's a movie. That's some shit from movies. No one's saying women can't be awesome, can't be brave, can't do their thing and stuff like that. But what you do when you push that narrative is you make men into manginas. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? You know what?
Niggas always gotta show they
You make them into manginas. You know what I mean? And I think I've heard CJ talk about it. But overall, what it breeds is a less than ideal man, a man that cannot problem solve, a man that gets emotional and doesn't. It's really tough. And it's really tough for men to understand. It's tough for modern women in general. Do not want things to move forward. So whenever these conversations come up, it's almost like you can't have the conversation in a back and forth kind of way. You just say what you gotta say and leave it there. If you're a black man in particular, stop trying to agree. Stop trying to have a conversation where somebody can agree with you. Say what the facts are and stand on it. Like earlier, I have a conversation with my coworkers. I had to stand on some shit. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, that's why we at the bottom. Because basically, we was talking about, they was disagreeing with me about whether or not it's best for a child to grow up in a two-parent household. And the argument was basically, what if one of the parents has problems? That you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And the points I made, you can't get around this. So I said to my homeboy, I said, so by your logic then, so you saying that you would have a kid, so you would have children and get married and have children, and then you feel like at some point you would look at your family and say, you know what? I think y'all good by yourselves. I'm gonna go ahead and piece myself out, man. I think you got it. I think this is straight. You know what I'm saying? So because by that logic, you saying that it's cool to separate. With the fact that black people's mathematical skills are so terrible, and also the foresight, the long-term thinking, to be able to think 10, 20 years ahead. That's one of the main reasons why y'all make these effed up decisions. A big problem that men have is wanting things to be comfortable, and you realize you're not really building up a tolerance for adversity. Men have to have a tolerance for adversity where they're ready to act and problem solve at the drop of a dime. I mean, and that's why you always gotta be ready for anything. But your problem solving ability has to remain strong in order for you to be strong. All right. I didn't mean to go off on that tangent, but anyway, but anyway, so we was having a conversation about why we're at the bottom and everything in the two-parent household, and I'm like, damn, we're still not able to think about, again, going back to the math of, if that's two different leases, two different insurance companies, that's two different sets of groceries, all this shit. On the women's side, she doesn't feel as though it's worth it to not be able to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. Anyone who's ever sat at home a lot by themselves as the only child, there was a certain freedom and comfortability you had being by yourself a lot. And part of it was no one was telling you what to do as much. But you need a little bit of a tolerance for that, for when it's time to live life. Because those kind of interactions are what trains you to know what to do as an adult. Dealing with adults saying, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that." You know what I mean? And also, I think a part of it is explaining to children, "This is why I'm telling you what to do." You know what I mean? Explaining it so you can have a good life. I want you to have a good life. Like I used to tell my exes, son, I say, no, your mother and your father and all of us do all this stuff so you can have a good life, and we want you to have a good life. And so anyway, and now, but going back to addressing Paul Pierce's point, that's about to be a long show, about who marriage is for, right? More than anything, men are starting to realize that marriage benefits women more, all around, from getting into it to getting out of it. Okay, more than ever, we're seeing women talk about they are homeless, living in their car, to the point where they're online making whole, basically new genres of TikTok, trying to glamorize and turn living in a van or a car into a story. Okay, that is one of my greatest fears, is living in a fucking car. Okay, and much less, I can't imagine for a woman who wouldn't be able to defend herself against attackers if such. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, overall, because I want to keep making this too long. Overall, what he's saying now, again, that's his particular perspective, right? But overall, what he's saying is, again, that B word, the B word changed everything. You know what the B word is? Benefit. When men start asking themselves, how do I benefit? You women start to look a little crazy. And now your luck is ran out. Everything has a run. And women did not think far enough ahead, or I'm saying they didn't think ahead far enough to understand that, hey, what if this runs its course, and what if men get tired of this? But again, women don't really notice that, because, again, these women want to be 14 to 16 years old forever. And they also want to have the accountability of a 14 to 16-year-old. They want you to have to be tolerant of their bad behavior the same way you would your 14 and 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much just have the expectation that I'm going to be a problem, like your 14 to 16. For the most part, she wants to treat you as if she's going through puberty for the rest of your lives, because in her mind she thinks that that's stimulating. Because getting angry, getting upset, causing problems, this has become a thing that women have come to feel as though it's their right to give you hell. And y'all understand that men have realized that someone who loved me don't want me to feel like shit. Someone who loves me don't want me to feel as though I've been abandoned. Someone who loves me doesn't want me to feel as though I've been betrayed. Someone who loves me isn't going to discard me like garbage. That's some cold shit. When you have a woman who has licked you in places, you know what I'm saying, and had all kinds of nasty sex with you, you know what I'm saying, and been submissive to you in so many different ways. Yo, it's crazy to see someone switch up like that. That's traumatic. That shit is the same as, again, like that's just the same as you coming to work one day, and the principal. I'm sorry, not the principal. I'm sorry. The manager or whoever the manager is and whatnot just shows up and says, "Hey, what you doing here?" "Oh, hey, Jerry." Says clocking in. "No, you're not." "What you mean?" "You're fired. You've been fired. Fired you weeks ago. I'm not sure why you're still even here." You know how somebody will blow your mind. You'd be like, "I've been seeing you for we had lunch yesterday, Jerry. What do you mean I've been fired for weeks?" Just because we ate in the same room doesn't mean we had lunch together. So I don't work anymore. I don't know where you work. That's again, I know that dialogue wasn't as tight as I could have made it, but you get the point. You know what?
Niggas always gotta show they teeth.
Shout out to CJ, my nigga. I love that sound. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I had to steal that jaw, man. I'm sorry, man.
Y'all niggas see what they throwing out the way? Nigga, I got an army out here. Come outside. Come outside, throw that fucking bottle. Come downstairs and throw that bottle. Come downstairs.
Who gonna come downstairs and throw a bottle? But anyway, yeah, man, y'all cook. So yeah, we're probably gonna leave that there. I think I was making a point, but I think I've kind of driven this home enough. Yeah, man, men just not doing it no more, especially if you got money. I think about that shit all the time, like about like I always think about always like fine. It makes me like really happy when I think about, yo, when I'm at home, no one can tell me what to do in here. Like no one's gonna do things in here that I don't want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's gonna happen. Like everything in here that's bad is because of me. You feel me? Any mess in here is because of me. You know what I'm saying? And also I always take pride in the fact that I'm maintaining this shit. All right, like at a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Paying more than I was paying before. You know what I mean? So a lot of men can't do that. A lot of men can't go somewhere and pay way more in rent. You know what I mean? And still be able to pay that shit and make that shit happen. It wouldn't matter what they try to do. It is all men have a limit of how much money they can possibly make, which is why, like, yo, real talk, y'all gotta rethink the whole strategy. What's gonna have to happen is somebody gonna have to create a content space for female improvement. Because the only way I think that's one way we can get back on track and get women to be more realistic and just get back to enjoying relationships, not trying to make them like movies and TV shows. Where fucked up things happen, even though it's real life. But anyway, that's what I got for that, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be right. All right, yo, we back, man. We back, man. Let's go ahead and hear from the GOAT, man. So I might have to end it with this drum, man. We already at the hour mark and everything. But let's hear what Ye had to say about J. Cole and Drake and all them niggas, man. Let's check it out.
Oh, it's not even a human, like an actual person, bro. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, when people say they like, I don't know if y'all like J. Cole raps, or if y'all just do naturally that, because I don't know, like, look at y'all differently and shit, but it's like, I hate J. Cole. It can't be called music. I hate J. Cole, what he does, bro. I hate the people that sign J. Cole, you know? And like, I'm like, yo, you can't be pushing this to people. And it was something about both like J. Cole and Kendrick that needs to sort of like, it reminds me of each other and shit like that. Like, it's just not that sauce to me like that. It's like, I saw this shit with Ben Affleck saying that Kendrick was one of his favorite rappers. I was like, bro, anybody that Kendrick is one of his favorite rappers don't know about rap. Doesn't know what real. So you agree to rap beef? Or the favorite line, my favorite line of the whole shit was like, you rap like you trying to keep the slave street, or whatever that line was. That was like my favorite bar, and it used to eat me up. And I could, the fact that I liked that bar and I was on Drake's side, I felt like I was wearing a Trump hat again. Like no one, like I couldn't tell people. It really like created like a vibration in that. When I would meet with Drake, I would just tell him like, why are you working with J. Cole, bro? It's not even a human, like an actual person, bro. It's like
He said not actual person. Yo, all right. So I know when you got hear this shit, it sounds kind of harsh. So I'm gonna try to explain because Kanye is a genius, and I think what he does is also to make his expression stronger. So practicing telling the truth can be really important. It can be really freeing. So y'all kind of notice that he does this thing. Most people who have mental health problems do this shit where they just have moments where they're not able to keep their filter on and they just start saying shit, right? And they just start expressing themselves, right? 'Cause it's part of expression. It makes them feel good, so on and so forth, right? And it sounds shocking. It's always some shocking shit. I mean, saying you hate J. Cole, is crazy. But I'm gonna try to explain what he means. And he's saying it's not a real person. What he's talking about is like, don't get me wrong, I do like J. Cole, but he did make a good point about them both not having the sauce, right? Meaning like that. How can I say? Both Kendrick and Cole, their image is kind of based off of like not being cool. You know what I'm saying? Because to a certain degree, all goats have like an aura, a mystique around them that makes them cool. And when you think about, so for example, right, with Drake is able to rap in any genre. He can give you London drill. He can give you trap. You know what I'm saying? He can give you R&B. He can give you freestyle bars. He can give you any style you want. To the point where people just say, "Oh, you're the biggest thief." I remember this guy used to follow this South Asian guy, and this is when I first started noticing how like ugly dudes, like dudes who are like genetically losers, how they take it upon themselves to always discredit people who are actually successful and actually great. So I think he played the God's Plan video backwards, and it's Drake taking money from people and stuff like that. I forgot what it was, but the caption he wrote was all about how Drake has never Drake has stolen from so many different people, this and that. But the reality was, nigga, you don't really understand music. Cause the thing is this. Niggas can't imitate J. Cole or do J. Cole's kind of music and be successful. Niggas can't do Kendrick's kind of music. And so if 20 niggas came out right now trying to do or rap how Kendrick is rapping on GNX, they would not be successful. Or if they came with these kind of records and your name is not Kendrick Lamar and not SZA, they would not be successful. Whereas anyone could rap SOD and be successful. Anyone could rap Nokia. Anyone could rap the lyrics to Nokia and say it with some energy and shit, as long as you a talented rapper, and the shit would have been successful. It would have still been good. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. But also too, when he's saying that can't be called music, a lot of what people enjoy about like Cole and Kendrick is meeting them niggas halfway, because they do have good rapping ability. I mean, I like a lot of J. Cole and Kendrick joints and everything, but I can hear what he means by like, it's not something that starts a wave. There's never been like a run where like, yo, everyone was doing Kendrick style songs or trying to do these kind of records like Kendrick, or everyone was trying to do these records like Cole. That's never been a thing. That never happened. Kendrick and Cole are mostly known for having great features on records. In terms of like those moments where you feel like, wow, this dude raps really well. As far as the albums and products and stuff like that, like, nah, Cole don't really got. He cool. Like it's cool. You know what I mean? In comparison to Drake, where like every project has joints that you can really listen to, and they're like really well done, and different elements and different tones, and you can just hear different details and shit like that. You understand? So, let's see what else we got here. So I wanted to share this clip right here, man. I've come to understand that a lot of people don't really get how winners think because you're not a winner. One of the things that's going to keep stopping you from being a winner is that you're not willing to do what needs to be done to move things forward. And that's one of the ways that feminism has affected society in a way in terms of how the men are raised. Because what happens is, again, you make the men think like women in terms of being less likely to take action or take the right actions in order to get a different result. And in this conversation I had earlier, I was like, and I've said this before, whether they realize it or not, women, when it comes to conversation, especially black women, when it comes to talking about progress, the things they say and do don't aid towards progress. Pay attention to that. And it lends itself to the other conversation I was having with my homeboy about, like, I don't know if I got to this point, but the point I didn't want to get to was, if in a relationship there are two people and they're both adults and they're both people who can do whatever they want to do, right? They can move at their own free will. How can y'all have a good relationship if one person is trying to fix things and trying to move things forward, and the other person is sabotaging the relationship, causing arguments, always basically, I don't want to say railroading, but basically just always being a challenge, always making things more difficult, always making life more difficult. And for the most part, again, it brings back to the other point. Men are realizing that y'all are making life more difficult. You understand? But going to the winner thing, I know I said I was talking about winners, and and basically how your mother's feminist influences and whatnot teach men to think, in ways that just aren't manly, right? To the point where, so for example, throughout this whole beef, one of the narratives was basically, a lot of it was basically about saying you've won enough. Like, that's how people feel about winners in their mind. If you're a winner, they feel like, well, you won enough. Let him win some, or let him do good. If you a winner, you crush all your ops. You don't let nobody do good if y'all competing, because then dumb shit happens. You understand? You don't have no killer instinct. That's your issue. That's a problem. So going back to understanding what a winner is, right? Like I said before, narrative that I kept hearing was basically, let him have his moment. This is Kendrick's moment to shine and everything, right? Now I've heard Rory say he had a great strategy. I do think he had a good strategy. But we talking about the battle. Did not win that battle. When I heard that shit, I was not listening to that shit thinking. I didn't hear Meet. I was not moved by Meet the Grams. I was not really moved by Euphoria. I thought Euphoria was a good record for the most part, but that wasn't really a battle record. So Euphoria lost that round. 616 lost that round. Meet the Grams lost that round. There was four. It was like this mad. This is actually, it's like five. They both have them. So they both like four. Drake got push-ups. Taylor made, which is like, that's a bar in itself. Taylor made, Buried Alive, and then he has and then Family Matters, and then on the Heart Part 6. So that's five. So he put out five disc records. So they basically put out an album together, in so many words. You know what I'm saying? And so, which would have been dope if they could have done like a concert together and whatnot and done the disc records. That would have been fly as hell. But Kendrick has a whole different like issue with Drake, and I realize what it's about now. We'll get into that a little bit later. I was trying to make it a short show, but we're gonna do what we gotta do over here. We gotta finish cooking. So back to the anatomy and to the mindset of a winner. People will not understand how you look at life because they're not winners, right? So from the beginning, I recognize that Drake. I think Drake wanted this to happen for a few different reasons. For one, I think initially he going into it, he was trying to give UMG. He was trying to bait UMG into doing some stupid shit. He probably had an idea about like what they're trying to do, right? And he decided, well, I'm going to take control of that. Okay, well, not really. I mean, because Kendrick dissed him on like that, sort of. He does this whole reference to J. Cole and Drake, whenever he's getting ready to drop an album, smoking on your top five tonight and records with Baby Keem and shit like that, right? And so Drake jumps out there, right? So as a battle rapper, I understand the practice or just the curiosity about, yo, let's get into it. Let's rap. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. You know what I mean? Because again, Drake is older. So Drake is from that school of wanting to show niggas that, yo, I'm one of the best. And for a nigga of his status, Drake don't gotta talk to nobody he don't want to talk to about nothing. Which is why he might have thrown subs at Kendrick and stuff like that. But he's never really going at Kendrick. And I remember when Angry Man said Drake that doesn't take Kendrick all that serious. And I didn't really understand what he meant by that. 'Cause I never really thought about where Kendrick is and where Drake is. Hold on, y'all. Freaking. Just in terms of, this is, I don't know what I need to do. But anyway, just in terms of catalog, in terms of stature, and things like that, I think one clear indication is the stimulus package. If Drake gives you 3 joints, those joints are going off, and it's probably going to make you blow up. If Kendrick gives you 3 joints, it's up to you to make it blow up. Like his name being on it, it's not going to make the song blow up. Kendrick might have a dope verse on it, but he's not going to help make the record. You know what I mean? That's the difference. And that's one of the reasons why Drake has surpassed Jay, because Jay couldn't give you the hook and the verse. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't going to damn near produce the whole song. Almost every joint that Drake done got on, he add damn near a whole new song to it. You understand? So anywho, so in my mind, it's one of my theories that Drake knew that at this point in my career, I've done it all. There's nothing else for me to accomplish. How can I get some new inspiration? How can I find something new to rap about and talk about? And he knew, yo, if I go on this journey, because for one, he knew UMG was coming for his head no matter what, because they didn't want to pay him the bread, they didn't want to do the renegotiation. So he had an idea or some idea that, yo, they're going to try to basically blackball me from the industry because I don't want to sign a bad contract or because I'm not playing the game, right? So more than ever, what niggas don't understand is that winners take adverse situations and turn poison into medicine and do alchemy. You understand? So I want to share this clip before we go. Check it out.
See them the other day. We're at a party, and he was in the other room by himself eating pasta with, the wired headphones, the old headphones? Billionaire having the wired headphones, so he had the wired headphones eating pasta, writing music. But we have a whole fucking party going on, so he's on a different mode right now still. Even at the Nokia video shoot, while he was done in the breaks, he had a bunch of producers and he was just recording. So he's in that crazy mode right now still. You see his caption that the man's talking and shit because he's in that mode right now. I'm telling you, I see this.
When I tell you that, yo, Drake is getting ready to give y'all, it's about to be fully a different era for Drake. You about to hear some of the best raps you ever fucking heard. That's what winners do. But the thing is, y'all get winner blindness when someone's been around for too long. Listen, I get it. Beyonce been here 100 years. Beyonce been Beyonce for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Hov been Hov for a long time. Wayne been Wayne for a long time. To the point where you forget, nigga, that's Wayne. That's Hov. That's Drake. At some point culturally, now that I'm really thinking about it, black people have always shitted on Drake. But before it was Drake, it was Jay. Niggas always tried this shit on Hov because they didn't like his image. They hated the fact that he made them seem and feel broken and underachieving. And he changed their idea of success for a nigga from the hood. It's uncomfortable. Man, you gotta be ready for anything, man. We out, man. Love y'all.